The victory at Valderrama. European captain Seve Ballesteros and his team parade the Ryder Cup after their one-point win over the United States of America. It's a real boost for the tour, which this week touches down in Berlin. Back to business. 9 of Seve's team are here, plus the captain himself. And the party continues at the Linde German Masters. This is the 11th German Masters, the 4th to be played at Motzenasee. It's an inland course with a links feel, and the club lies around an hour's drive from the city centre. Well, not only is Seve here, but he's a former winner. This superb iron to 18, setting up the winning birdie in a sudden death playoff with Jose Maria Olazabal and Ernie Els 3 years ago. Defending champion Big D, Darren Clark, one of our Valderrama heroes. And last year, a closing 63 saw the Irishman record his second tour win, an impressive 24 under par. Bernhard Langer has fingers in most of the Mutzena pies, tournament promoter to course design consultant, and he's twice won this title, 4 times been runner-up, and he also makes a habit of winning the week after Ryder Cups. This man couldn't give him more at Valderrama. Now Colin Montgomerie sets his sights on top spot in the Volvo rankings for a record 5th straight year. Langer, the promoter, has invited some of his American friends to stay on. Tom Lehman, last year's Open champion. And Phil Mickelson in Europe for 3 weeks, making his first appearance in the German Masters next week at Wentworth for the World Match Play. And the 1996 US Open champion Steve Jones just missed out on a Ryder Cup spot, maybe a point or two to prove for the man from Arizona. The course 6,848 yards, par 72, and in near perfect condition, Ken Brown.
And day one was a very cold, blustery day. Average score was 75.5, and Seve managed to get it round in 74. A lot of weight off his mind, of course, getting that Ryder Cup over with. And there has been signs of improvement recently.
His round not improved, though, by a warning for slow play, and he finished with a double bogey 6. This is third shot on day 2 to the 6, still pretty breezy. And Seve on his way to a second and third round 70 and making the weekend.
Only the 4th time this season he's managed to do that. Steve Jones, he was also going very steadily.
Yes, he'd opened with a 74, then a 67 in round 2 and a third round 70. And the best placed of the Americans.
And putting up a good defence was Darren Clark, 73.69, and a marvellous 65 on day 3. So he still has a chance going into the final round.
Well, Colin Montgomerie opened with a 71. And on day 2, one of the few players to take on the challenge to the par 5/8 and carry the water. And only just missing out on the eagle that perhaps he deserved, a second round 68. And it was here last year that Monty clinched his 4th Order of Merit win when Ian Woosnam missed the cut.
Day 3, round in 66. Well, he made that putt, but during the week he's misread a lot of greens and not quite holding as many as you would expect.
Well, Thomas Björn, fresh from his remarkable comeback against Justin Leonard at Valderrama. 4 down after 4 holes and getting a vital half point. 71, then a 68. And like many, finding the conditions on day 3 more to his liking. This is tee shot at 17.
The back 9 holes have been very kind to him so far. He's averaging it in 32 shots. 4 birdies in a row in his round of 68 on day 2. Was peppering the flag. And he may be a little bit tired, but he's certainly not showing it.
Nor too is this man, Jose Maria Olazabal, who played in all 5 series of matches, and 4 of them went all the way to 18 at Valderrama.
And his iron play has been quite devastating all week. Time after time, they've rained down on the pin. Well, he's made 1 or 2, but he's missed, I would say, a dozen chances from that sort of range.
Now, Bernhard Langer, joint first-round leader with Martin Gates and David Howe, and here he was, unluckily in a divot at 9, his closing hole on day 2. and at one stage was looking set for a 4 or 5 shot lead, but into the water, and just about as emotional and upset as Bernhard Langer ever gets on a golf course.
So left him just one stroke ahead of Thomas Björn and Jose Maria Olazabal.
But day 3, and Langer on the march. Birdies at the 2nd and 4th, and then at the par 5 5th, this chip in for eagle, 11 under. And the gallery is growing by the minute, sensing that this could be a special day.
And at the 7th, this for a 2, right across the green, a little bit pacey. Gets gobbled up into the hole.
And the ideal reply to 3 putts at 6 is only drop shot so far. 3rd to the 8th.
Little 9-iron, punching it back into the breeze. And his short iron play this week has been nothing less than sensational. And he tapped that one in and moved to 12 under for the tournaments, and the locals were starting to enjoy themselves.
Looking for his 10th win in his homeland. No problems this time at 9. A decent lie in the middle of the fairway, and Langer about to take revenge. Yet another birdie out in 31, 6 under.
Found the right rough at the 10th, back up the hill. A pitching wedge. Another one just covering the pin. And he tapped that one in. That moved him to 7 under par for the day. We were starting to think of course records.
61, the mark set 2 years ago by Russell Clayton. A par at 11th, and then the tricky 12th, par 3, punching into the wind. Water on 3 sides of the green, but Langer seeing only the pin.
Yeah, despite it being a short hole playing back into the breeze, that was a 6-iron. Then at the 13th, the par 5, his 3rd shot up the little ridge. A master stroke.
The birdie a formality. And at 14, this should have been a birdie 3, but horseshoeing out. The next hole, Langer was back on the fast track.
Big swing from left to right. And I think this ball's got eyes.
Friends in high places, perhaps. Langer's low round 3 times. He's shot 62 at Valderrama, Al Soler, 2 of the great rounds. And after a par at 16, yet another birdie, number 10 at 17.
His 3rd 2 of the day, and to the 18th, an amazing round of golf.
A 60 within a whisker of a first ever 59 on the European Tour, but only 7 other players have shot the magic 60 mark. One of the all-time great rounds, acknowledged by playing partner Jose Maria Olazabal, out in 31, back in 29.
11 birdies and an eagle and just a 1 drop stroke. A magic round.
Must be galling for the likes of Olazabal, Björn and Montgomerie to shoot 66 and find themselves 6 shots further behind the leader. A 7-shot cushion for Bernhard Langer going into the final round. A 1 for the record books. He's got 1 hand already on the 3rd German Masters title. We'll see you again after the break.